What's up guys, my name is Dragon and welcome back to the Gaming Planet, and today we're going to be playing some more Space Engineers. Now it's actually been quite a while since I've recorded this last, but I've been playing a bit with my cousin and we've just been doing some survival stuff, and what I'm actually going to do might be a little bit confusing to you guys who were watching this, but I'm actually going to reset because there's a few reasons why. You know, this ship, the giant cactus, it's not that good. It's not designed well. It's not that good at all. It could be made so much better, very easy to make it a lot better. So much, like, stuff that I would change around. There's so much of it, so obviously it doesn't look that good. But the other reason being is because starting out here in this space thing, like what I did with the crash red ship, is very easy. It's like the easiest thing to start out with because you can automatically build a giant ship like this, and then, you know, a mining ship, and then have 2 reactors full of uranium, and then a ton of materials and stuff like that. Which, that is fun. I don't mind that. But I want a little bit more of a challenge, so I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Instead of starting here, I'm going to be starting out on another planet, on Earth, because it's more difficult, and it's just more fun in my opinion, because you get like a base of operations and stuff. So I'm going to quickly get onto that. Here we go. We are on Earth at a kind of decent area, actually. It's kind of bumpy, and there's a lot of mountains, but that means there's also at least snow to get ice, and rocks around, hopefully. I'll probably build a base somewhere over there in that direction whenever I actually start doing that. But obviously that's a little bit into the future, because I got stuff I gotta do beforehand. Are we good? We gotta flip back over? Nope. Okay, we're still going. Cool. Alright. So here we are on Earth with a fresh new world. I'm actually going to, because I enabled wolves, grab that. Because I enabled wolves, they're gonna be spawning every so often, and they'll be coming around and, you know, murdering me and whatnot. We're here on Earth. And the difference between this and space is that we have to use this survival kit a lot more. What this means is this survival kit is basically a assembler, a refinery, and a respawn place, but very, very basic stuff. Like, if it makes ores out of stone, and that's it, and it can only make a few certain things, which is fine, but it means we're gonna have to get started just drilling a bunch of stone for quite a while, so I'm going to do that. Alright, now that I basically have almost a full inventory, all we do, throw it in the survival kit, go to production, and then just spam ingots. I'm gonna leave all of that in there because eventually I'll get enough stuff to make an actual base, like a small, tiny little starter one. So, the main way we're going to be able to get power is through hydrogen engines. And, well, for, like, any ships or rovers that I make, hydrogen engines are going to be the way that I get power in them. For rovers specifically, that's really easy using hydrogen engines. And for ships, it's a little bit harder because atmospheric thrusters and ion thrusters they run off power, so they only work well if you have a decent way to get power, which hydrogen engines are not that at all. So atmospheric and ion thrusters are probably I'm only going to use those whenever I get platinum and uranium for reactors, because no way in hell am I going to be able to fly around on an Earth-like planet with atmospheric thrusters. So basically, hydrogen thrusters are going to be my best friend in this endeavor, because they work both in atmosphere and in space, which means it's really easy to make rockets with them. And they don't take power, they only take hydrogen to run. So it is very simple to get things flying around with that. Because I spawn near mountains, there's going to be a bunch of ice that I can get, which means a bunch of hydrogen, which means a lot of time I'm going to have to be able to fly through the air, or just go up into space or something like that. But something you should know about planets is that they have rocks scattered about that have ores in them. Of course there's ore in the ground still, but the main way I'm going to be able to get ores at all is through rocks in the ground. If I fly around a little bit, eventually I will find a rock somewhere. And depending on what ore it is, it may or may not be helpful. I don't know.
Meteor storm inbound.
Meteor storm already? How is that happening already? That's very surprising. Well, where are they going to hit, first of all? Because that is... if they hit, that's a really good chance for uranium. Here's one, here's two, right here. One right there, okay. That's super surprising that that's already happened. That we've already had a meteor storm in the first, like, 10 minutes of having a world set up. This is the basic refinery we're gonna need. I'm just gonna set it up right here. Why not? Actually, no, right here. Actually, no, no. We will set it up right here. Because I will need to build up on top of it, especially with the wind turbines. You want to build them up high so they have good wind clearance. Yes, that is a thing. You literally have to give them wind clearance for them to produce more power. So, in order to give them enough wind clearance, I'm going to build up high so they can do that. There we go. Now we should see that this thing has power. And you see how fast that thing's spinning? If we go in here, go to control panel, wind turbine, wind clearance is optimal, max output is 406 kilowatts, and we only need to do one because the basic refinery only takes one. So now, if we go grab that cobalt that the meteor so graciously gave to me, thank you, space engineer gods, for summoning a meteor on me. Shove that in there, you'll see it'll actually start making cobalt, which is nice, because that's one of the things we needed. So technically, we already don't need this survival kit. We already have better things than the survival kit. So I'm going to take out all the ores that were in it, shove it into the assembler. And now, whenever we produce things, it'll be through this base instead of through the one thing. So I feel like we should build the base over near where that ice was at. Over in this direction, the fake water. A, because it's surrounded by mountains, so if enemies show up, which I don't think there is any, like, enemy places here. But just in case any enemies show up, we're kind of protected by the mountains, so it kind of... not really, because enemies are more likely to have ships than anything, but whatever. There's ice around, which means easy fuel for ships and rovers and whatnot. And it's generally just, it's very flat. Like, if I land here, it is very flat. So it is super, super easy to start building up a base here. Alright, so it's been a few days, and I'm already back here, but I decided that what I did in the last recording wasn't enough for the new, I guess, kind of reset that I'm doing. So, instead of just refining, or going out and finding silver over a really stupidly long distance, I'm going to go get started on working on the base and setting that up, because we don't need it, at least not yet. Okay, so for a wind turbine, we need computers, girders, construction composition, motors, and interior plates. Sounds easy enough. Oh, hello, why are you... Oh, wait, never mind. I'm just stupid. So, 24 of those. We already have the computers, construction composition, interior plates, and motors, so that's good to go. I know I only needed 2 of these. I don't know how many of these, don't know how many of these, and That's probably going to be enough. And then the rest I'll take as steel plates. Actually, I have plenty of space, so... There we go. I could probably take more than one. Actually, you know what? I should do that. So I'm going to take 2 more computers, and I'm going to make 24 more girders real quick, just so I can make 2 wind turbines instead of 1. It'll help out in the long run, just having 2 so that everything charges up faster. Also because it's windy and raining, well not windy, it's just raining and foggy, so I don't think the wind turbines will be spinning as fast as they could be. But we'll have to wait and see. But Jesus, I cannot see anything. I hate the rain in this game. It's not like annoying. Well, I mean, like the sound isn't. Not too bad anyways, but dear God. It gets so foggy to where the point you can barely see 3 feet in front of you. Like, I can't see the base up until about here. And that's only because of the lights on the battery. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go out a few blocks this way, and then a few blocks this way, just so these wind turbines have enough room to be at the same height, but still also get really good wind clearance. Alright, so let's place this guy down right here, build it on up. And now we can shove everything in here, and we gotta go off. Obviously, I'm very close to running out of hydrogen. My bottle only has 2% left. So I'm going to try and monitor that as best as I can so I don't die. So I'm going to go and rebuild up everything. I still don't want to die because I have the survival kit now in my inventory, technically speaking. So I do not want to die getting over to this base at all. I don't think I will. I have a pretty full hydrogen bottle, and I'm generally good at not hitting the ground at Mach 3 and splatting my body all over the floor for the wolves to come and eat. So you know what? I feel like I'll be alright. Especially because it's only 1.5 kilometers out. There we go. Then refinery. I don't think I can build up a large one yet because I don't have the metal grid, so I'm going to just make a... Actually, no. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to make a basic assembler for the time being, make enough stuff to make a large refinery, and then as well as a another assembler that's not a basic one and is just, you know, the large one. There we go. Then we got 3 wind turbines, all producing, I'm guessing, pretty good power, because they're all spinning generally pretty quickly. So you can see, optimal, optimal, optimal. They all are generating about the same amount of power. This one isn't, but that's fine. We're generating about 900 kilowatts, probably closer to a megawatt of power if we look at this battery, as you can tell. 1.12 megawatts, which is actually, that's really good considering we only have 3 wind turbines. Alright, now we can get rid of this because, you know, it's done its job. Of course, it's going to pop out a big nickel rock, but we can just grab that and shove it in here. And for the large refinery, we need steel plates, a ton of those, so I'll take care of that, you know, without everything else. 20 computers. 20 metal grid, we have 16 motors. I only need 6 more of these. There we go. 20 large steel tubes, we have 40 construction composition. And then the rest is steel plates. So that's pretty simple stuff. Of course, I'm going to need 1 to actually place it down to begin with. Probably do something like this. Yeah, I'll do that, just so then I can actually put speed modifiers on it, because those are actually useful. And there we go. Refinery is built. So now I can grab the nickel that I mined up and shove it in there and never see it again, because I don't want it. And then all we gotta do now is go into this thing, control panel, conveyor sorter, and then whitelist, and the only thing we're going to the only thing we are going to whitelist is ingots, and that's it. Conveyor sorter, I'm gonna go refinery. Conveyor sorter refinery, because that's what it is. Back into the conveyor sorter, and then click drain all on. And now, whenever we go into this assembler, it'll have nickel in it, because the sorter is pulling out the nickel from the refinery and shoving it into the assembler. That's a long explanation for basically just having things move from one place to another, but you know what? It works, so I don't really care. And actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make my H2O2 generator, because I'm going to need to fill up hydrogen very, very badly eventually. And I'm just going to shove that right on top of here once I, grab steel plates. Of course, we're going to need ice, and I will build actually a large grid mining ship. Well, it's a rover. And if you're watching this, the friend who built one before on our survival world together, you know who you are. If you're watching this, I am going to copy your design because it worked super well and it looks nice. So I'm going to copy your design a little bit, but it's going to be different still, so don't worry about it. I just like the look of it, and it worked super well. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, obviously you wouldn't, because I've never played with him and recorded it. But, I have a multiplayer world with one of my friends that I know in real life, and we play for a while every time, and he built up this... The first time we played, whenever we started the world, is when we did all the stuff, as you usually do, but he built a large grid, drilling platform, and since we were near a lake, he went to immediately go mine ice with it, and it mined up 250,000 ice in 2 holes. Now that's partially because I upped the amount of resources you get per time you mine it, but still 250,000 ice in 2 holes drilled into the lake, which is insane. So I'm copying the design, kind of, at least the part that's actually like a drill. The actual the rover itself might be a little different. But of course I'm not doing that yet, because look at how many resources I have. No way I have enough for this. But I can get started on it just by making more steel plates, because 421 will not cut it. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go into GPS, I'm going to go to respawn pod, and I'm going to delete it. Because now we have officially moved over to this base, because we have the assembler and refinery set up. We got an H2O2 generator with with ice in it. We have the survival kit over here to respawn in. So we've officially moved bases over to the new base. It looks very similar to the old one, but trust me, I will fix that off camera, because I like building things, and I'll spend time doing it, because it's kind of boring just watching me float around and build a base. You guys want to see the action, the good stuff. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. We are very close to 100 subscribers, which I know is not a lot, but for me, it's actually kind of nice, because last year, at least sometime last year, I made a channel intro thing, but at that point I had only 11, and to have, I believe, 79 right now, or 78, or some amount that's like that, 79 I believe, in that short of a time is insane. So of course, thank you guys who have all joined me in these adventures. And for those of you who are thinking about it, or for those of you who are just not subscribed, if you guys do, that'll mean a lot to me. And if you guys leave a nice comment or something, more likely than not, I will put you in a video, because feedback is nice and stuff like that. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day or night, depending on where you are, and I will talk to you all later. See you guys.